Why do I want to enroll today? Employees, you have the option to enroll guarantee issue, no medical questions. There is no health exam, no medical questions. If you do elect that ABI, that automatic benefit increase, and you pick one of the higher options, you will be asked to answer 7 medical questions. It's a short form application that we'll go over. But your spouses are also eligible to apply. They do need to always answer those 7 medical questions on the application that we'll go over in a little bit. Parents and grandparents are also eligible to apply. And I will be back sometime in early 2013 to go more into that plan. But today, our main focus is that you, the employees, have the chance to enroll, guarantee issue, short form questionnaire between now and November 28th. And I know this is a very tight timeline, and so I can't stress enough that because you are here today, this is taking a first step and that you have the options to guarantee issue. Premiums. If I purchase this, how much are my premiums going to go up every year? Premiums don't increase due to age or to declining health. As I had said earlier, premiums are waived while you are receiving your long-term care benefits. A neat feature that CNA has is that 100% of your premiums are refunded if you die prior to the age of 65. That does decrease by 10% each year up to the age of 75. So at the age of 76, if you don't use any of it, the premiums just stay with the insurance company. Employees, you and your spouses can be payroll deducted. Anybody else would have their bill sent to their home directly by CNA, or when you retire, that's what would also happen. The bottom line here is that this plan qualifies you for a Minnesota long-term care insurance tax credit. What this means is that when you file or when you fill out your 2013 tax forms, there will be a box on there that says, do you pay long-term care premiums? You will check it yes, and you will be able to get a tax credit back. This is one of those items that I will touch briefly on. If you have specific questions, I'm going to ask it that you take it to your tax advisor. But why should I enroll now? I'm 40 years old, I'm really healthy. Let's just take a look at the difference in premiums. We've already talked about that it's guarantee issue. And the plan we're going to go over is just a simple basic plan. Option 1, $120 a day. It will last me 2 years for a pot of money of $87,600. At the age of 40, I will pay $13.53 a month. We're just going to put it out there that I finally need to use this when I'm age 75. For that 35 years, I will have paid in a total of $5,682. I've paid $5,682, but I get $87. It's a pretty good deal. But what happens if I say, you know, I just can't even think about it right now. There's so much other stuff going on. I'll look at it in 10 years. In 10 years, who knows what your health is going to be, first of all, but your monthly rate is going up by almost $10. So now I'm going to pay $23.61. Once again, I'm going to pay on it until the age of 75. So I paid on it now for 25 years. But I've paid now $7,083. Okay, let's say you're still on the fence. What do I really want to do? You know, this is really something that I'll think about when I'm much closer to retirement age, which is going to be closer to 60. At the age of 60, once again, we never know what your health is going to be. And your monthly rate would be $53.75. Still a very good rate. I'm going to pay on it for 15 years. But now I have paid in $9,675. So the advantages of it, buying it when you're young, is your monthly rate is lower. And that rate is locked in. It's not going to go up every year or every 5 years that you may know with term insurance. It's locked in at this rate or at this amount. So when choosing coverage, you really have to look at a couple of questions. How much coverage do I need? Where am I going to retire? Where am I going to end up? We've talked a lot about the need or the cost here in the state of Minnesota, but what if I want to go to Texas because that's where my daughter is? Which plan should I choose? Do I want to qualify for that Minnesota Long-Term Care Partnership Program? Is that ABI, that 5% compound inflation, something I really want? You know, I have a history of dementia in my family. I should really probably look at that 5-year plan. So what options do you want? And then the bottom thing is, the bottom item here is, what can I afford? Some coverage is better than none. Have that peace of mind and give that peace of mind to your children or to your spouse so that they can help care for you. So since everybody has the enrollment packets open, I'm going to ask that you pull out the green and white grid. It's the very last item in the folder. Now, please do not be alarmed when you open it up and it's 6 pages back and forth of data and numbers. I will walk you through this, and I am not a numbers person, but I can explain it to you. So if you go to the very front page up at the top says Lifetime Maximum Choice A, minimum of 2 years. This means that this plan will last you at least 2 years. And then that's where we get to the option 1. Right below it, you see option 1. That's your $120 a day benefit. So if I'm age 40 and I go with the base plan, I just go down the grid and I look at it and go, yep, there's my $13.53 month premium. The rates are the same for your spouse. So if your spouse is age 42, go down 2 more lines, his or her premium would be $15.13. So that's how you read the grid. And I'm going to go over the options on the grid. The next item that you have, it says base plan with non-forfeiture. And the non-forfeiture is an additional benefit or rider that you can add. And what this is CNA says if you pay on your long-term care insurance plan for at least 3 years, and then you stop paying, your benefit account keeps your daily benefits the same, so you're $120, but it's going to reduce your lifetime max, that $87,000, to either what you have paid in premiums or 30 times the daily nursing home benefit, whichever is higher. The bottom line is the non-forfeiture states that if you pay on your policy for at least 3 years, but then you stop paying because you can't afford premiums anymore, you will still have a small pot of money available for long-term care needs. So that's the non-forfeiture. The next one is the base plan with ABI. That ABI is that 5% automatic benefit increase. And if we go back to our example of a 40-year-old, if I go down, you will see that the premium does increase to $36.94. However, that is the premium that you're going to pay. It's not going to increase. The first option that we looked at, that base plan, with that, that's when you would get that letter every 3 years from CNA saying, hey, would you like to increase your lifetime max, your pot of money? If so, you're going to pay this additional premium. So it's really based on how old you are when you first get the coverage and what adding on 3 more years, so it's a blending of those 2 rates. I don't know how to answer that. If you would like, I can try to call the office afterwards, but what I know is it's a blending and it will go up based on your attained age. So if you open up your booklets, the first page still is with that Choice A plan, which is the 2-year plan, but you'll see that it goes up to option 3, which is $200 a day, and option 4, which is $250 a day. And if you flip it over one more time, so now we've got all 3 of our sheets open, you'll get over to that middle section, and that's where it says Lifetime Max Choice B. And then this says the minimum of 3.4 years. So this is that middle choice. And once again, we have the options to do $120 a day, $150, $200, or $250. Does everybody understand how to look at the rate sheet? Okay. So then the next thing that I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to go back to your enrollment packets. And on the opposite side from where you got the rate sheet, it's the applying for employees and spouses is easy. Behind that, there are some applications. And the first one that I'm going to have you pull out, it says enrollment for employees. It's one page. The enrollment for employees, it's very easy for you to apply for coverage. Section 1, tell me who you are. Give us your name, your phone number, your address. Section 2 is where you elect the benefits that you want. The first thing that you have to ask yourself is, what do I want available for my daily benefit amount? The second thing that I need to ask is, what do I want my lifetime maximum to be? That lifetime maximum is your pot of money. And those years in the parentheses, that's at a minimum of how long it would last. At a minimum, so if I selected option 1 at $120 a day, and I selected choice A at 730 days, that plan would last me at least the 2 years. If I was in a nursing facility, it would last me at least the 2 years. Most individuals don't start off in a nursing facility paying 7 days a week. They're going to start off by having somebody come into their home. So that money stays in your pot until you need it. So in that case, if I had a nurse coming into my home and I was only paying 5 days a week, it would last me longer. The minimum is if you were paying the full amount each day. Does that clarify it? Okay. The next option that you have is those optional benefits. The first thing is, do I want to add that non-forfeiture benefit? The non-forfeiture, remember, is if you pay on it for 3 years and you stop paying, you will still have a small pot available for you. And then that bottom one is the automatic benefit increase. There is one thing that I'd like everybody to point out. It says stop and follow these instructions. If you are electing the option 2, 3, or 4, 150, 200, or 250, and you want to add the ABI, that automatic benefit increase, you need to apply on what's called the short form application, which are the next 2 applications in your packet. So if you are going to add the 150 a day and the ABI, you would have to fill out this short form application. And the reason I say it's short is because if you open it up, you'll see that there's 7 medical questions that you need to answer. You will notice in your packet that you have 2 of these forms. One is for you to fill out if you're going to add the ABI for option 2, 3, and 4, and the other one's for your spouse. So we've given you everything that you need to know in your packet. So you have one application, that is 1 page, that's for you, the employee. If you're going to add that ABI, you will need to fill out a short form application. And it says right at the top, short form application for spouses and late enrolling employees. It's not because you're late enrolling, it's because you want that special ABI. That's why you'd have to fill these out. The rest of the information in the packets is required that we give you. It's some more information about long-term care insurance. Why are we offering it? It talks about the availability for the CNA partnership plan. There's another informational sheet in there. If you want to go home and talk about it with your spouse, or you want to just go ask even somebody sitting next to you, there is a plan highlights brochure in your folder as well. And that very top grid gives you an at-a-glance view of all of the options that we've talked about. This was on the same side as your rate sheet, and it's got the green border up at the top. But these plan options, they talk about, well, what's available again? I'm not remembering all of the items. But those plan options match up with the application. So once again, it talks about who's eligible for the plan. It gives you a high-level explanation and definition of all of the things that we had gone over. What is the ABI? What is the non-forfeiture? So you kind of can think of this highlights as your plan glossary. There are just a couple of more features that I'm going to touch on. There are no exclusions for pre-existing conditions. If you were diagnosed with MS 2 years ago, you're applied in your guarantee issue, as long as you choose one of the options that doesn't require that medical underwriting. So if you stay under the 150, if you add the ABI. Your benefit options, you can change them. If you elect something and you say, you know what, the premiums are a little bit high, you can decrease them at any time. The last fact that I'm going to throw out is, did you know that 1 in 3 of us who reach the age of 65 will spend, on average, 2.5 years in a nursing home? And we can all count down the rows and we can go, okay, 1, 2, 3, it's not going to be me. 1, 2, 3, it's not going to be me. But that's a pretty realistic statistic, is that 1 in 3 of us will need it. The summary is we are all at risk. If 1 in 3 of us are going to spend time in a nursing home, how am I going to pay for this? Something to remember is that coverage is portable. You can take it with you when you retire. Your rates are not going to go up. Minimize that burden to your children and to your family. You have spent your entire lifetime being that strong foundation in your child's life or in your grandchild's life. And when an individual starts to fail, it's enough emotional strain on that child to watch that parent fail. So minimize the burden of the financial. Protect your savings. Use that nest egg for the fun things that you wanted to do or to give back to. Keep your freedom. Keep being able to decide where you go and what your options are. You know what, I want to stay in my home because I like it. I like having coffee at my breakfast nook and watching my hummingbirds every morning. I want to continue to do that. And the last thing is that it's peace of mind. Make this decision today, put it aside. Don't look at it for another 30 years. If you add that ABI, your pot of money will just keep growing. I have gone over a lot of topics during the last 40 minutes. If you have specific questions, you can call CNA's customer service number, and they are available Monday through Friday, and their phone number is listed here. And this phone number, I believe, is also going to be posted on your intranet so that you can take a look at it. But the other thing is, if this rate sheet is just too much for you to look at, you can go to CNA's website, and that's the www.ltcbenefits.com. Your password is MuniPool, and you can go in there and customize a plan that's right for you. Enter in your age, enter in the option 1, the option 2, 3, or 4, enter in the choice of either the 2-year plan, 3.4, and your premium will show up right away. So just a couple of quick reminders. This coverage, or this option to enroll as guarantee issue, is available for a short amount of time. I understand that we are not giving you a whole lot of time, but applications need to be turned into HR by noon on November 28th. If you are the employee, you get the guarantee issue, no medical questions. Your spouse is also eligible to apply. If they can't get their application completed by the 28th, that's okay. Get your application in by the 28th, get them into HR, and then if you need to bring the spouse's app later, that's fine. But we want to have you in by the 28th so that you can get that guarantee issue. I'd like to say thank you to everybody for taking the time out of your morning. Please fill out your packets, get your enrollment kits in, and if you have any questions, Pat and I will be here to answer them. Thank you.